Alright guys, today we're gonna create a simple table with all the data using inline load. Alright, so before we create the inline table, let's create a new app in our QlikSense desktop, right? So let's click on create new app here, and we're gonna say quarter to date, right? Let's hit on create and let's open our app, right? Now, once the app has been opened, let's go to the prepare drop down here. Let's go to data load editor and let's click on the create new section button here, right? Let's hit on this button and we're gonna rename our section to data, right? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna load all inline, okay? And let's add in the square bracket and add in the semicolon. And for this here, we're gonna enter a new line, all right? And we're gonna add in two columns. First column will be the date column, right? And the second column will be the sales column, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add in the date as of 1st of January 2022, and the sales will be 100. I'm gonna copy this line here and I enter a new line, paste it over, and I change the month to February, right? I'm gonna repeat the same process. Let's enter a new line, paste it over, and I change this to March, right? Let's do this for the last time, and we're gonna paste it over, change this to April, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna change the sales to 200, 300 for March, 400 for April, right? So yeah, this is our inline table here. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna add in the quarter, the month into our fact table here, right? So to do that, we couldn't use load or inline, right? So I'm gonna remove this to load sales, right? Let's enter a new line here. Okay, so for our date column, we're gonna use the date hash function to read our date column from text into a date itself, right? So we're gonna say date hash function, and we add in the date column here, and we're gonna tell QlikSense the format of our date that has been returned in the date column, right? So we're gonna say the format is dd YYYY, right? Let's close the parentheses and we're gonna name our column as date column, right? Let's run our script here to check if our date has been written in the correct format. Okay, let's click on load data, hit on the close button. Let's go to sheet. Let's hit on edit sheet on the top right corner. Let's go to the date here and we will gonna drag this to our new sheet. All right, so we can see our date has been written in the correct formatting. Okay, so this is the expected results, and let's go back to our data load editor. Right now we're gonna derive the month column using the date itself, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna copy this date function here and I'm gonna enter a new line, paste it over, add in a comma, and what I'm gonna do is I will straight away add in a month here. Okay, so remember to close the parentheses right after the last parenthesis that we have. Okay, and I'm gonna rename this as month. All right, and the last column that we're gonna add in is the quarter column. All right. So let's enter a new line, paste the function that we have copied earlier, add in a comma, and I'm gonna add in the month, close the parentheses. And the next is a little tricky. I'm gonna add in the ceiling function. Okay. And before we close this parentheses, we're gonna tell QlikSense to divide our month with 3. Alright? Because ideally each quarters has 3 months, right? So we're gonna divide it by 3, and this will be our quarter column. Alright? Now let's load our data. Let's close this window here. Let's go back to the sheet. And now we're gonna add in the month and also our quarter. Right? So yeah, this is the expected result. What we can see here is for the month of January, February, and March, it has been labeled as quarter 1. As for month of April, it has been labeled as quarter 2, right? So yeah, this basically covers the first part of our module here, which is to load in the data that we required to create the quarter to date expressions, right? So in the next tutorial, we're gonna go through step by step on how to create the quarter to date expressions. All right. So yeah, that's all for the tutorial for today. Thanks for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next tutorial. Thanks and bye bye.